Good morning. It's Monday, August the 11th. I'm Teddy, and welcome back. It's Messy Mocha, where we relax and listen to a little morning news. Shout out to the mom, all my other beers. I call the Grizzlies and the Honey Bears. Go ahead, grab your cup, and let's sip this morning mocha up. It's a little bit of the new Southern jelly roll blues music this morning. How about that? It's Monday. Some people get the blues when it's Monday morning. Either they don't want to go back to work or they just had such a great weekend. How about you? But I'm going to play it. Hope you like it.
Down in Louisiana, where the tall, tall pine trees grow, there live a preacher daughter and she knows how to jelly roll. And a papa want to save my soul, but a sweet talking daughter, Lord, she loves to jelly roll. Yes, she do. Well, I got a gal in old St. Louis, one in San Antonio. Come and get it while you can, for tomorrow I'll be gone. And my good gal sitting alone, she hollered her back, Daddy, Daddy, will you come in home? Won't you come on home? When my gals in Mississippi get along, they talk. Hell, they can recommend just like a cannonball. Hell, I love to watch them fall. Oh, the Mississippi woman, Lord, if they don't beat off. Oh, now, yes, they do. Well, I've been looking out my window as far as I can see. I'm looking for the rounders and they're looking out for me. Oh, but why won't they let me be? I'm a high-stepping papa way down in Tennessee. Yes, I am. Why don't they let me be? Well, she likes to say we shouldn't, but you know we always will. The hollers catch me if you can, runs up over the hill. Well, that's how she gets her thrill, saying that we shouldn't, but she knows we always will. Yeah. She always said we shouldn't, saying that we shouldn't, but she always will.
Yeah, good morning. It's been a while since I've played blues music, but I used to on Mondays. It was blues like in the evening. Yeah, but let's just get into the news. I heard this story yesterday, and it's rather, it's more about these protests that have erupted across Israel. But this time, sadly, um, Al Jazeera lost a number of its key top journalists, if you hadn't heard. But so let me just cover the five things and then we'll play some music and maybe get into a little messy mocha. I don't know how much, but yeah. Plus, you can make requests if you like for later music. that you want to hear. I see some of you out there already. You got your coffee, you got your mocha. You ready just to what? Start your week off? I see Plotter and Baby Juju, Vicky, Mickey. Who else? Mimi Twin. You are listening while working to All in the Bear Cave. You're saying good morning. Okay. So the five things that we should know. I think I'll try MSNBC, which is part of, the family of CNN. Mass protests erupted across Israel as the country's security cabinet was meeting to decide on a full reoccupation of Gaza. In case you hadn't heard, the cabinet signed off on Benjamin Netanyahu wanting to, take Gaza back, at least a portion of the land. Despite international pressure, opposition from Israel's military chief, and domestic fears that such an operation would endanger the hostages still held by Hamas, the cabinet approved a phased plan from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to occupy Gaza City. According to an Israeli official, with knowledge of the proposal, the incursion would take up to 5 months and require forcing 1 million Palestinians in Gaza City and other areas to evacuate to southern Gaza. And you can't imagine this news, another movement of Palestinians, you know, displaced from their home. It's just been, it's been horrific. The images that we've seen of children, mothers, others, starving. Another young boy lost his life during a drop of food on the area. It's sad. It really is. However, this deadline for the first phase is planned for October the 7th. That's a very historic day. It's when this latest, um, you know, we'll call it war between Israel and the Palestinians took place. The deadline again is going to be October the 7th. It's a first phase, which would be the second anniversary of Hamas' surprise attack on southern Israel. It killed 1,200 people and saw 251 taken captive. So many of those hostages have been set free, and many bodies have been returned to families, but it's still not over. On to the census. President Donald Trump is calling for big changes to the U.S. Census. In a post on his social media site, Trump says he has ordered the Commerce Department to begin work on a new and highly accurate census. You mean to say that the census that have been taken so far is not accurate? The president said the new census will be based on modern day facts and figures, and importantly, using the results and information gained from the presidential election of 2024. He also declared that people who are in our country illegally, and this is in all caps, will not be counted in the census. The U.S. Constitution mandates a national census every 10 years to determine congressional representation, and the next one is not scheduled until 2030. In addition, the 14th Amendment requires a count of the whole number of persons in each state. This next story, Air Force, involves a plan. The U.S. Air Force plans to deny retirement benefits to all transgender service members who have honorably served between 15 and 18 years. Instead, they will be offered two choices. One, take the lump sum separation payment that's being offered to junior troops, or be involuntarily separated at a later date. The move, which was announced this week, comes after the Supreme Court granted the Pentagon permission to ban all transgender troops serving in the U.S. military. Transgender troops recently told military.com that they found the separation process, which has included reverting their service records to their birth gender, dehumanizing. So, denying retirement benefits to all transgender service members. Hmm. The caveat, what is it? Served between 15 and 18 years. What do you think about that? Dehumanizing is what that community thinks about it. On to the crime report. Violent crime decreased in the U.S. in 2024, according to data released by the FBI this week. The agency's reported crime in the nation's report or national report, which relies on local law enforcement submitting data to the federal system, showed violent crime down an estimated 4.5% compared to the previous year. Murders decreased by an estimated 14.9%, and hate crimes dropped by 1.5%. Robberies went down by almost 9%, which is near its lowest rate in the last 20 years. That's positive. The statistics were at odds with comments President Trump made throughout his campaign last year when he claimed that crime was way, way up and that we've never seen crime like this before. However, one category, assaults on police officers, showed a marked increase from over 83,000 in 2023 to nearly 85,730 in 2024. The FBI is studying why attacks on police are on the rise. It's the environment. It's probably politically motivated. This is just my opinion. And it most likely, some of it has to do with ICE immigration and that. Finally, California wildfires. A brush fire that ignited north of Los Angeles and quickly spread on Thursday has been prompting authorities to order thousands to evacuate. The canyon fire is burning just south of Lake Peru, a reserve located in Los Pedros National Forest, and spreading east. About 250 firefighters are on the ground now, are working with air support to battle the blaze, which is being fed by hot, dry weather. Yeah, it's pretty hot in the country and now on the West Coast. Rugged terrain and dry fuel is causing this fire, it said. The canyon fire burned about 15 square miles in just 6 hours and remained 0% contained as of late Thursday afternoon. It had spread to 154 square miles, and that's by Thursday afternoon, and was 15% contained. Evacuation orders have been issued for parts of San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara counties. The causes of the fires are still under investigation. Let me come out and say good morning to more of you. Did you enjoy last night? If you did, if you like this broadcast, give us a thumbs up. The world is becoming a bizarre place. Uh, I tell you one something that is at least, depending on the reports that you read, the woke, talk of being woke, more and more are going away from that now. At least some of the younger people, that's what's being reported, are turning more to religion. I don't know. It just depends on who is reporting. Mickey says, I personally stand with the Palestinians. Very sad. Very sad. Let me see if I can pull a picture up of the journalist. I did have it up. While I'm doing that, let me see if I can find it. More music. This one is called Blues for the Lonesome. It's Blues Monday. Hope you like it. I don't know if I've heard this one before, but we are going to try it. All right, so that's the picture I was looking for. Anas Al Sharif. He was the top reporter there on assignment. and 5 Al Jazeera journalists, including prominent reporter, and you see him there. He's been killed. That happened on yesterday in an Israeli strike near Gaza City. So you can imagine it's going to cause a tremendous, tremendous uproar. He had a family, wife, young children. It's sad. It's sad. It is. Because all of these are people with, you know, their own personal stories, whether you're Israeli or Palestinian. I just hope that at some point the fighting and, stops. Thousands and thousands of people have lost their lives. Another story, did you hear? Let me see if I pulled it up. President Trump wants to demands. He wants to take D.C. You know, out of the hands of the current mayor and put it into federal. Well, you know what? It was designed that way. Washington D.C. has always really been under federal government. But anyway, let's remove this. Let's take. It's sad to hear about the loss of that uh, young man. It's tragic, and the others. Now, let me tell you about this one. Good morning, and then we'll move into something else. Let's see. I had this story up. This is from the Independent. Trump demands homeless immediately move out of Washington, D.C. to make nation's capital more beautiful. I'll say again, has it ever been? Washington, D.C. it is a beautiful city to visit. It is, with the nation's capital, with all of the history and the buildings and just everything is right there. But Trump is demanding, get out immediately, uh, making the capital more beautiful. President Donald Trump has demanded that the homeless immediately move out of Washington, D.C., and to make the nation's capital more beautiful. Trump reiterated his Saturday afternoon on announcement that he set to hold a press conference at the White House on Monday, adding on Truth Social on Sunday that I'm going to make our capital safer and more beautiful than it's ever was before. The homeless have to move out immediately, he continued. We will give you places to stay, but far from the capital. And it's all in caps, far. The criminals, you don't have to move out. We're going to put you in jail where you belong. Uh, Criminals do need to see justice. You know, what is it? Innocent until proven guilty, but criminals. All right. The president went on to say that it's all going to happen very fast, just like the border. We went from millions pouring in to zero in the last few months. This will be easier. So be prepared. There will be no Mr. Nice Guy. We want our capital back. We want our capital back. Trump's promise to jail criminals in Washington comes as the city's mayor, Muriel Bowser, has noted that there's no recent increase in crime. Trump didn't outline what legal authority he would use to evict people from the Capitol. The president only controls federal lands and buildings in the District of Columbia. Trump also took to his Truth Social on Saturday to say that he was hosting a press conference that would put a stop to violent crime in Washington. Well, there are statistics there. Maybe we can get into it some other time. The president's Sunday post included images of tents and garbage on the streets of the Capitol. The Community Partnership is an organization working to reduce homelessness in Washington, a city of 700,000 people. According to the group, on any given night, there are roughly 3,782 people experiencing homelessness. However, most of them are in emergency shelters or transitional housing, while about 800 are unsheltered or are on the street. So there are shelters. On Friday, a White House official said that extra federal law enforcement officers were being deployed in Washington after a group of teenagers reportedly attacked a young Trump administration staffer during an attempted carjacking, angering Trump. Appearing on MSNBC on Sunday, Bowser said Washington was not experiencing a crime spike. It is true that we had a terrible spike in crime in 2023, but this is not 2023, she said. We have spent over the last 2 years driving down violent crime in this city, driving it down to a 30-year low. The Capitol's police department reported that violent crime in the first 7 months of this year was down by 26% compared to 2024. Overall crime was down roughly 7%. She also noted that the president is he's very aware of Washington's work alongside federal law enforcement after she met with him at the White House some weeks ago. The mayor added on Sunday that Trump can call in the National Guard if he so chooses. The administration recently did so over the objection of local officials in response to immigration protests in Los Angeles. So, what do you think about that? Immediately, homeless need to move out. The criminals can stay because, according to him, you will go to jail. All right. You can follow me on all social media. Sharon says, good grief, Trump. Pack up. This is Trump. You know, the tents and makeshift, I guess, cities, and move out of Washington. Where will they move so quickly? More shelters, which are overflowing. So build more homeless shelters, for both, men, women, and also mental health clinics. Remember that? Um, where more could walk in and get assistance. A lot of that has gone away, and more people are out on the streets. Um, and some of that's due to loss of jobs, and we just don't know everything. But yeah, good grief. All right, so that's going to do it for this morning's news. I've been on for half an hour. It's 9:30. Yeah. How about this one? If you're lucky, and then I will come back. I don't know if this is part of the blues I've been playing. Do you like just blues music, or would you like more with lyrics? I don't know. Maybe, okay, so I'll go away from the blues just a little bit. Espresso on the go. All right. So, what's on your mind this morning? Anything you want to talk about? How messy is Mocha? You know, we came on last night and I talked about kind of I guess you could say it was messy. Yeah, what was being said and going on. At least how it would relate to uh, me. So, what have I missed in the YouTube streets? The letter. What else? What else beyond the letter? What else beyond the letter? Because I haven't checked everybody's like who is everybody anymore out on YouTube. I mean, what would be the top? Um, let's just say two or three messy stories that would either surprise me or say, okay, it's end of summer, people are running out of things to, and things are just being created for the mess. Anything that is really valid. I mean, this is like my only point about the letter really is who sent the letter. Because without someone sending the letter, there would be no letter. You know what I'm saying? Without someone having had faxed the letter once and then twice, this wouldn't even have been a conversation. So for me, whoever faxed the letter, it was important enough to that individual to get it to the court. Why doesn't someone address that with some receipts or take accountability? Has anyone raised their hand and said, I faxed it? People are taking or saying that they wrote it, different people, right? Who is the last person to say they wrote the letter that you believe? Really? Platter, good morning, says the letter, that's literally all anyone cares about. And it's been read, right? And it's been dissected, has it? Yes. And the origin of it has been debunked, at least by AI. And I don't believe AI wrote it. So what else? What else can people? Why were so many people allegedly involved in name attached to the letter as part of, you know, because they are trying, baby Juju, good morning. You got your coffee or tea? Says because they are trying to deflect from who is the originator. That's right. That's why they don't want to talk about who faxed it. Mhm. Because AI did not fax the letter. What else about the letter? Anything that we learned new over? I didn't watch. I was told, watch Kimmy's. I did watch some of it, so I played a little bit of that clip, like less than a minute. But was there anything that was learned new? Because what did she call her video? Something about. Let me look it up. Kimmy's last video. Lettergate or something. I haven't looked it up, but it's something about Lettergate. Oh, Lettergate was on the thumbnail. I knew I saw the word Lettergate. Okay, happy Saturday, Lettergate. So, did we learn anything new that is believable? Receipts, any new receipts? Yeah. Well, it was sent, she can talk about it. She would be definitely one of the people who would want to talk about it because it was sent, to the judge in her case. Yeah. Yeah. Why am I interested? Only the originator who sent the letter, who faxed it. That's what I would. I'm interested. Yeah. Yeah. Who faxed it? Kat said she wrote it. Was she on the panel? How many people were on that panel? So she came. All right. So this is a thumbs up or thumbs down. Was Kat on the panel and she admitted that she wrote the letter? Would she come on Kimmy's panel? All the third shift bad actors are being scapegoated, though they were complicit and involved. All right. Believe it or not, I still don't fully understand why WDP is taking so much heat about the letter. I don't know. I haven't watched her videos, or I know Rich is. Yeah, I've watched some of Rich, but I don't know why. Can someone just tell me in a one or two sentences? How did she? Was it because she was covering up for someone, allegedly, or Kimmy, or what? What? I mean, Kat, not Kimmy. Kimmy just thinks the letter gate is ridiculous. Yeah, that part of it. Um, the letter gate. You know what? What would knock the letter gate right off the minds of the YouTubers? If we could hear from the judge, if we can hear from the judge in either case, I'm waiting in my case. When we hear from the judge, and if this case is moved forward, in my case, that's gonna knock all that right off the yeah, that for me. Let's see. Platter says Kat sent Maggie voice notes. She did not. Okay, so she wasn't on the panel, but she sent her some voice notes, more recent, like during the live or something. And so she's a cat. Okay, is it the mother or Cat? So the last that I heard, human being, the responsible, was her mother. Is it back to her? What? And by the way, did anyone consider this? If Kat's mom is at odds with her, they're not. So why would she have even gotten involved and come to the rescue if she herself allegedly, if the relationship between the two is not so great? So why is she so interested in running to her rescue now with a letter, with a very detailed letter? That part didn't quite add up for me. Okay. So Rich Platter says Rich and Trees are using this opportunity to go after people they don't like. Also, just my opinion. And then I heard Trees channel. Which one was deleted or something? I don't know because I haven't even checked Trees videos. So is it Trees 6, 7, 8? And which one is she on now? Good morning, Luna's Blade. You know what? I did hear on Maggie's channel something about did she go over there and Trees said something and it's just very surprising. I think Kimmy was kind of taken aback by what Trees would have said to Maggie, or if that was what that was all about. Like I mean, it's like 1 minute people are with you, and the next minute they are not. And this is why when someone had even said some time ago that I was friends with this kind, I'm not friends with the content creators. We're content creators. So I'm not doing the bidding of anyone. And so people, stories can change going, so one moment they can be here, and the next moment, depending on what's going on, they can fall out. Okay, so Luna Blade seems to think that Trees was very rude, is what happened. But I didn't hear that video. Rude to Maggie. Hmm. Not that I can't believe it. Rude to, uh, Trees can be, yeah, very direct and indirect. And it can cut like a knife. The words. Words can be very harmful, bruising. Trees T3 was struck. Is it still up though? I mean, I haven't even checked. Let me just see. YouTube. That way I can check for myself and see if it's true. So when I put it in, I don't see it. So then that would mean if it was deliberately struck by someone, they would have to put, depending on if she had previous strikes on her channel, you need 3 strikes. Plus, if you are monetized, when I say plus, because you're given 7 days to respond if you are in monetized in the partnership program. So someone would have had to strike her channel if she didn't have a strike. Put strikes enough to take her channel down. And Trees is quite familiar with this. Her channels have been taken down. She doesn't care. She said she doesn't. She'll just make another one. So and and you have to admit she has a following. It if she creates another channel, people will follow her and she'll be right back up what she lost. And a matter it happens really quickly for her. Yeah. Okay, so let me just read this. This is part of the Messy Monday. So Maggie was in chat and offered Trees, this is all alleged, the letter since she was talking about it. All right, so far, so good. Plotter says Maggie went over to Trees to give her the letter as Maggie had access to it, and Trees made fun of her. Wait. Oh, and her cousin. She lost her cousin. That's very painful. I think she said he was very young, had a family, had children, in his 30s, late 30s or something like that. But why make fun of that? That's that isn't nice if that happened. That's very painful. Don't know all the context, but never a place to make fun of the dead. Someone's passed. Oh, you say, oops, wait a minute. Maggie's offered to give Trees the letter because she was in the chat. Okay. Email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. It's just this part of Messy Monday or Messy Mocha. Yeah. I wonder if I've received an email. I haven't checked it. Nope, I'm good. Back to the comments. Always enjoyed Trees, says Luna. She is who she is, but that was too much for me. Yes, it's gone. Trees T3. Oh, it was struck for breach of community guidelines. Again, I didn't see, they put it up. So was it struck during the live? Yeah, there are community violations. YouTube can just strike someone's channel. Yep. If it violates, they can give a warning up to, removal. Can't stand when a content creator speaking on things, but it's based on lies, misinformation. And I know you're the same way, Mickey. Brutal. Yes, I have used that term. Trees can be. Yeah. Mhm. Don't condone it. Don't rock with it. No. Mm-mm. Again, this sector is fraught with all kinds of people that say things that are quite painful. That part is true. Trees seems to tend to repeat gossip from her followers in chats without receipts. The reason I can say that's true, at least in the past, Trees had to admit um, some things that she said about me were carried to her from, someone in her chat. Yeah. And she said she didn't check out the receipts, that she relies on her, um, you know, sometimes people in her chat um, to give her information without checking it out herself. She has said it. So I'm not making that up. She's admitted it. She has also come back and had to either retract or say, you know what, that was incorrect. So where she got that information from, I don't know. Um, but if YouTube struck it for a community guideline violation, then it had the right, that's in the guidelines. Yeah. Anything else? We're just about at 10 o'clock where I wrap things up. Yeah. And begin my Monday. I've already started, but yeah. I think that's quite it for this Monday. Yeah. I appreciate all of you who have joined me for a little messy mocha, relaxed music, and a morning talk. But that will do it for me. You look for people on YouTube with integrity and morals. In the wrong sector, this sector has gone to the tank. Yeah. All right. Biggest bear hugs go out to all the grizzlies and the honey bears. Please hit the like on your way out. Again, thanks to my moderators and all of you who joined me. But now it's time to go. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Where is my teddy bear song? Here it is. Join me sometime later tonight when I come back. Thanks for watching. Until next time, have a good Monday.
나연히 내게 보낸 reels 하나 둘씩 클릭해보는 너의 생각들 yeah. Look at me baby you and me 하루 종일 혼자라도 not only lonely Come close to me baby just like a dream yeah. 따뜻한 너의 품 거울 들어 이렇게 눈 맞추면 You make me go crazy all the little things you do You're my teddy bear 나는 사랑과 내게 쳐도 좋아 You're my teddy bear 부드러운 너의 품 나는 원해 너의 눈 The sweetest 불변경 너에게 어디가 그렇게 좋냐고 물어보면 난 이렇게 대답할래 내게 10번의 기회가 있다도 너에게 all in 해가 2번 아니 3번 뜰 때까지 너의 옆에 Come close to me baby just like a dream yeah 이런 맘정이야 I wanna know everything about you 살짝 몰래 내게 입 맞추면 You make me go crazy all the little things you do You're my teddy bear 나는 사랑과 내게 쳐도 좋아 You're my teddy bear 부드러운 너의 품 나는 원해 너의 눈 The sweetest It might be too early to say But I found the love of my life 너도 나와 같은 맘인걸 The way you make me feel is gonna change the way I used to be 잊혀질 환상일까 두려워하는 나의 손을 잡아줄 거란 뜻을 알아 Baby take my hand You're my teddy bear 나는 사랑과 내게 쳐도 좋아 You're my teddy bear 부드러운 너의 품 나는 원해 너의 눈 The sweet You're my teddy bear 이대로 시간이 멈춘데도 좋아 You're my teddy bear 부드러운 너의 품 나만 원해 너의